Okay, so good morning, all of you. We'll start with the tool diagram of EDM process because yesterday we have seen that the working principle of EDM process. Okay, so you can see this diagram. One minute. So here in this slide, I have shown the diagram of EDM. Okay, so you can see. So this is a diagram of the tool diagram you can call of the this EDM process, and I have shown the different components of the EDM process. Okay, you can see here I have shown that electrode, okay, which is indicated by the negative. No, that means that it is tool. Okay, so this is a tool here, and you can see the protrusion here in this tool. Okay, here this is a protrusion. This one. So similar protrusion will be generated. That means the cavity. You can call a cavity or the that shape of the your tool. So similar protrusion will be generated into the your workpiece. Okay, into the your workpiece. So this is the electrode, or we can call the cathode. Cathode as will act as a cathode. So and this is your workpiece. Okay, here you can see which is uh, connected to the positive terminal of your power supply, so it will act as a anode, and you can see that the similar protrusion, whatever the protrusion our shape which is given to this tool, the same shape will be generated on the your this tool. So similar protrusion is generated into the workpiece surface. Okay, so here this tool and workpiece both are actually immersed. Okay, both are actually immersed into the dielectric fluid. So this tool is actually connected to the negative terminal of power supply, and your workpiece is connected to the positive terminal of the DC power supply. Okay, that we know that. So this is the control unit. Here you can see this is a control unit. Okay, and this is your servo mechanism. You can see the servo mechanism is there. Now the question arises that what is the use of this servo mechanism. So for example, if there is a minimum gap is required, okay, if you want to maintain the minimum interelectrode gap, then unless you put this cathode or the your tool and anode in between this interelectrode gap, or so to make or to maintain that gap, small gap, we need a servo mechanism. Okay, and if there will not be any particular that minimum gap, then there will not be any machining. Okay, that we know. So for the machining to take or to start, there should be interrelated gap, which is in this here. Okay, in, and that interval of maybe in micron range. So this distance between your tool and the electrode, okay, you can call tool or electrode, that is called inter electrode gap. Okay, so we have to maintain this inter electrode gap into the in the range of submicron also. Okay, then only this EDM machining will start. Okay, so while this machining is going on, no, so material will be removed from your workpiece. Okay, that we know that. So whatever the interlateral gap is there, no, so when, so this interlateral gap, when this craters are forming, no, so that time your, that means crater, when the craters will form. Okay, when? your material will be removed from the workpiece. Okay, then and then only material will be removed. Correct. Then only material will be removed. So when material will be removed, that time only craters will be occur on your surface, and when craters will be there, no, so that time whatever interlunar gap is there, so that will be increased. So if the interlunar gap increased, then after some time you will see that there is a no musting is going on. So no material removal rate is going on because certain gap is required, as we know that. So to maintain that minimum gap, as minimum gap is required for the material removal, or to start that material removal. Okay, so and in that again, when this gap is more than your critical interval gap, then there will not be any machining. So you have to feed your tool towards the workpiece surface, and to why to feed your tool towards the workpiece? To maintain the gap, and to maintain that interval gap, we require some mechanism, and that mechanism is this servo mechanism or servo feed system. Okay, so you need servo mechanism, servo motor. Okay, and also there is different activities of the servo motor are there. So it actually it acts as a gap voltage sensor also. Okay, so using this gap voltage, it maintains the gap in between this your tool and your workpiece. So there is a again electric dielectric chamber is there. You can see dielectric chamber is there. Okay, or reservoir you can call. Okay, now this is a dielectric chamber. Okay, along with the you can see the pumping unit there and a filter. Okay, from the reservoir you can pump it that fluid. After filtration you can provide to in between that inter-electrode gap. Okay, now this dielectric fluid, it is this dielectric fluid properties conditioned and monitored. Okay, normally, so the whatever the temperature is there, that temperature is maintained. Whatever the whatever debris particle or materials are there, no, so that debris particle are actually removed by the filter system from this dielectric system. Okay, okay, debris particles or whatever the material is removed from your workpiece, so that material will be mixed with the your dielectric fluid here. Okay, while coming to the reservoir, so to remove that debris particle we require this filter unit. Correct. Again in that what after removing that debris material, no, or maybe that debris material may have size of 2 micron size diameter of debris particle. So this dielectric again it is your fluid, again it is circulated into the machining zone. So you can see the arrow also. Okay, machining zone. Okay, so that dielectric it is recirculated using your pump, using your central pump. Okay, and this dielectric fluid is actually recirculated in between your machining chamber, in between your machining chamber. Correct. So whatever the to pump for a recirculation we require the unit that is a centrifugal pump. Okay, so the EDM external setup, as you can see, it consists of your power supply, then tool, the tool workpiece. Okay, then there is servo mechanism is there, and the fourth one is a dielectric fluid system. Okay, and it's a feeding system also, including this pump and filter. Okay, that so these all components. So these are the all components or four different components or elements of our electrode discharge machining process. Okay, that we will later on we are going to see one by one. Okay, so now I will give 2 minutes to draw the okay to draw this diagram. Okay, 2 minutes to draw this diagram. Okay, once again I am repeating. There are only main four different components are there of this EDM process. Okay, one is the your power supply, correct? EDM power supply. Then we have the electrode, that means your two line workpiece, correct? Then we have the dielectric fluid, this one, and we have the servo mechanism, that is feeding mechanism. Okay, so I will give 2 minutes to draw this diagram. Please draw immediately so that we can after that, after this one we'll go for further. Once again, I am repeating whether are you getting the concept of idiom or not. Okay, say yes or no in the chat box. Because entire yesterday's lecture we have invested for the explanation of the working principle, how the spark is generated, what is the working principle that we have seen. Now let's go for the next one. Yesterday I was discussing this one, correct? This all this principle we have seen, and how when the spark will occur, that also when your applied voltage will be greater than this your breakdown voltage, and then only your spark will generate. Okay, that we have seen. Now here in this slide, some advantages I have mentioned. In that you can see first advantage. One minute, you can just आठचा अकराचा कम्युनिट असं घ्यायचं 11 आणि 5 16 आणि 5 हां 16 आणि 5 केला जरा काही राहू द्या मला कम्युनिटी लिहायचं ना असं करता तीन 3 5 8 8 6 11 11 5 16 16 5 21 हे हो हे तुम्ही किती घेतले लेक्चर आतापर्यंत 8 टन 11 5 16 16 5 21 बघा 3 5 8 लिहिलं 3 हे 5 8 झाले का 8 6 सॉरी सॉरी Okay, so here I have mentioned the advantages. So first advantage is that using this EDM process, any electrical conductive material is machined. Okay, irrespective of its hardness or the other mechanical properties. Okay, irrespective of its mechanical properties, what its hardness or any other properties. Okay, so any kind of conductive electrical conductive material can be machined. Okay, any hard conductive material, irrespective of its hardness, it can be machined. Okay, again, the second advantage of this EDM process is that there is no physical contact between the tool and workpiece. As we know that in between your tool and workpiece, we have to maintain the minimum inter-electrode gap (IEG). Okay, so like in conventional milling or conventional turning operation, there is a physical contact between the tool and workpiece. So by this process, you can machine any thin section material also because there is a no contact in between your tool and workpiece. Okay, so any thin section, uh, any delicate components, so that also can be machined by this process. Okay, then next advantage is that elimination of the post operations like grinding, lapping. Okay, so like in your conventional machining operation, after machining you have to do the finishing operation also, correct? So in EDM process you do not need to do this post machining operation. So this like honing or lapping, so this kind of finish operation you do not need to do after the machining by using this EDM process. Okay. Then the next add on is that no heating in the bulk of metal. Okay, so only where the spark is actually generated, no. So actually, there only heating will occur. So in that case, again only actually, what are the craters are there? No, so this crater which is in the sub-micron range. And so entire bulk matter is not heated using this process as like in conventional machining. Okay. Then another advantage is that whatever the complicated counters, okay, complicated shaped, okay, intricate shaped cavities are there, no? So that can be produced to a high degree of accuracy, okay, and also high surface finish. Okay, any kind of complex contours can be produced by this process, because you have to make the tool in such a way that this tool is the prototype, okay, of your workpiece to be. Okay, so workpiece shape to be machine drawn. Okay, so you can make the prototype of the tool, so you can generate the same prototype or the same replica into your workpiece. Okay. Again, the next advantage is that the surface which are the produced by India, it consists of multitude of small craters. Okay, multitude of small. So this may help in oil. Again, this process may help in oil retention, because so whatever the surface is generated, it is a combination of these craters. Okay, what are the craters produced? So somewhere these craters actually overlap there, correct? So this kind of matte finish actually generated. Okay, so because of this EDM surface, this crater are visible. Okay. Now here also I have mentioned some applications. So the first application, that the EDM process, it plays a major role in the machining of dies, tools, etc. Okay, which are the made up of the tungsten carbide, then refractory metals and the hard steels. Okay, again alloys which are used in the aeronautics industries, then astrolite, okay, mnemonic, etc. So that could be also be machined conveniently using this EDM process. Again, integrated shapes can be produced in any in the mold cavity using this EDM process. Okay, so this helium process, it plays a major role, okay, in the machining of the dies tool. Okay, and the tool industries, okay, which are made of the tungsten carbide, refractory metals and hard steels. Okay, again hardened steels are used, okay, for that purpose. Again, we can produce integrated shapes in the mold cavity, okay, that can be generated using this EDM. So EDM process is very famous and uh, very popular process in any industry. Okay, so these are the application. Now here, as we know that this whatever the dialect is there, so that dialect fluid is where of giving out supply in between this your tool and electrode. That so in between that whatever the gap is there, that interlude gap. So in between that gap, so in between that interlude gap, where supplying the direct fluid. So that direct fluid acts actually some having some function. Okay, so the some functions I have written here. Okay, because this dielectric fluid serves some important functions. Okay, now first function that it cools down the your tool and workpiece. So because of heating of this part, actually huge amount of that tool and workpiece actually heating will take place now due to the spark. So huge amount of heat is generated on when that spark occurs, no. So although again it is in the submicron range. Okay, and when spark is generated that time due to huge amount of heat, that melts that your material of the workpiece, it melts and you operate. Okay, there. So this dielectric actually it removes the that heat, whatever the heat is generated from your tool and the workpiece. Okay, and dielectric fluid, it allows this direct actually it flown in between the your interlateral gap. Okay, so there are different flowing systems are there. We shall discuss later that. So because of this flowing of this dielectric, it flushes away whatever the crater or whatever this debris particles are there, no. So it flushes away or cleans away. Okay, so this is one function. Again also this dielectric localize the spark energy into a small cross section area. So because of this, using this dielectric, whatever the sparking is they occur, it localizes into the small cross section area. So means this energy can be localized into small area. Okay, so energy content in each spark and the frequency of sparking are governed by the condition of your interloop gap. So this is a function of your diode. And as we know that our EDM is a thermal process. Okay, we are using the electrical energy to thermally heat. Okay, and then melt the and we evaporate, you vaporize the material into that your interloop gap from a craters. Correct. So whatever the duration of each spark is there, no, so that is very short, and the entire cycle time is usually in a few microseconds. So this total cycle is very short, and within a few microseconds, actually, whatever that capacitor charging and discharging and the deionization, all these things actually happen within a few seconds, microseconds. So this spark energy is capable of partly melting and partly vaporizing the your material from your localized area where spark is generated from your both electrode, that means from your both workpiece as well as the tool. So this material is actually uh, is what are the removed from your workpiece, so is in the form of craters, okay, which spread over the entire surface of your workpiece. So this crater actually it spread on the entire surface of workpiece. So whatever the particles from the electrodes are uh, your workpiece are removed, no. So it is now in the EDM process, it is normally it is called debris. So whatever this material actually molten state, and then what is the whatever the vaporized, so these are actually molten state. Okay, and it comes out inside the inside your gap that is in that dielectric field. So these whatever the molten material is removed, no? So it is called debris. Okay, so and again that debris are there, no. So that debris are the mixture of irregular shaped particles. Okay, and this irregular shaped particles is because of this from your molten metal. Okay, the metal from the molten state, it's metal from the molten state, correct. So it comes into your dielectric. So it takes the shape of the irregular shape of the debris, and whatever this metal is, if it evaporate, no, then it cools down. Okay, after cooling down, it sometimes it takes the shape of the sphere. Okay, it takes the shape of the sphere. Okay, and the what are the gap is there, so very small gap, you are lesser than the hundred of the millimeter. Okay, 100, that means a 1 by 100. Okay, so that 1 by 100 of the millimeter, so that small gap between your two electrode is to be maintained. Okay, for what purpose? To have the spark, to have occur that spark in between that small minimum gap. Okay, for this purpose, you have to drive your tool towards the your workpiece, or you have to move your tool towards the workpiece. Okay, so tool is driven by the some system or mechanism. So that system is called the servo system, and that continually it will move your tool towards the workpiece. So tool is fed, okay, towards the workpiece, okay, by using the servo system. Okay, again during EDM operation, no, so actually pulsed DC, that is 80 to 100 volt, okay, and the frequency approximately 5 kilohertz. So that pulsed DC is passed through your electrode, and it result in an intense electric field, okay, at localized, okay, at a location where the surface irregularity provided with a minimum or narrowest gap. So there is a resistance will be less, okay, wherever minimum gap is there, no, so that time, so there resistance will be less or minimum, and small resistance where the nearest gap is there, so that time the craters occur. Okay, so this ionization uh, becomes intense, okay, that in a very narrow channel of your conducted your gap. Okay, so there continuous continuity is established in that your ionized product. Okay, and this again it end up in a momentary current impulse. Okay, and it resulting in a discharging. Okay, and while discharging, maybe a spark occur. Okay, not maybe so there spark occur. Okay, and due to the evaporation of dielectric, the pressure in that plasma channel, or whatever the this plasma channel I can show you, whatever the pressure in this plasma channel, no, so that pressure it rises to very high value, say 200 atmospheric also, and it prevents the evaporation of superheated metals also. And as soon as the your off time of your pulse start, no, so pressure downs intensely instantaneously. Okay, and it allowing the superheated metal to evaporate. Okay, once again I am repeating that for the momentum of your tool towards the your workpiece, that is controlled by the servo mechanism. Okay, and the that rough machining, okay, at very high that metal removal rate with poor finishing. Okay, and at low material removal rate with high uh, finishing. Okay, so to get a rough machining at high metal removal, okay, that time you will get the poor surface finish. And to get the that finished machining, you will get the low material removal but high surface finish. Okay, so please keep in mind this last line. Okay, at a high metal removal rate with so that time you will get the poor surface finish. So rough finishing, for rough finishing you can go for this, and for finish machining, high surface you will get but a low metal removal rate. Okay, so this now you can see. So whatever the heat is there, no, so that heat is actually generated because of the this spark, correct? And how that heat is actually distributed, okay, that we will see. So some amount of heat is actually gone through the workpiece, okay, and it is conducted away. So it may be stored there inside the capacitor, and it may be used as used in the erosion process. Okay, you can see conducted away, they stored, and they used for the erosion. Okay, what is spark is generated, so that time heat is distributed like this. Okay, so that heat some amount of heat is actually gone towards the workpiece, and that heat it is conducted away, and it may be stored there inside that capacitor, and it may be used as it is used in the Euro process. Now the tool. So tool also, what are the energy heat is distributed or taken away by this tool now. So that is again conducted away, again stored and used in unwanted wear. Okay, so a tool also ion bombardment is there into your tool. So some amount of heat is actually conducted away and some amount of heat is actually stored inside. Okay, inside the your tool, and some amount of heat actually it is used in unwanted wear. Then so dielectric. So this whatever the heat is generated, it may be taken away by this dielectric fluid. So it may be conducted away and into the dielectric fluid, or it may be stored in the your dielectric fluid chamber. Okay, so again, and the heat in the debris. So this debris also during the machining, actually the debris also there in between your tool and tool and is dielectric. So debris also some amount of heat may be translated into heat into the debris, and some heat is what are the remaining heat is there, no? So that uh, maybe in the form of radiation, okay, ionization, light or sound. So these kinds of things are actually going on simultaneously. Okay, when spark happens, no, so this so distribution of that spark energy will be like this. Okay, this is just for your information. Okay, and then now the most important, the setup of the EDM machine or machine tool of EDM. Okay, here I have shown. So I request all of you, please draw this important diagram. Please draw. Please draw this diagram. Over. Now let us move for this explanation. So you can see this is the EDM schematic diagram of external setup. Okay, EDM external setup. So there are four components are there. Okay, one is the, as I already mentioned, that your power supply. Okay, one is the power supply. Okay, and this is the one component of this EDM process. Then second one is the dielectric system. Dielectric system. So this much, this part, dielectric system. So this dielectric system is the second part. So again, it consists of the pump. Okay, pump, then delivery system, filtering system, again dielectric tank and dielectric fluid. Okay, and then third component or element of PDM external setup is the servo system. Okay, which give speed to the or momentum to to the tool. Okay, so this is a fourth, third component, servo system, and the fourth one is the your electrode. That means your tool and the your workpiece. So these are the four major component of your EDM machine tool. Okay, here I have mentioned at the bottom of the slide. Power system, power supply is the first major component. The second direct system, then electrode that your tool and workpiece will be there, and the last is the servo system. Now I will discuss about the dielectric system firstly. So dielectric system. So in dielectric system, first one is the dielectric. It consists of the dielectric fluid, then reservoir, filter, pump, and delivery devices. Okay, actually this dielectric system, it consists of the these all the sub components. So a good dielectric fluid has the following properties. Okay, so I have mentioned some following properties also. So in that, it should have high dielectric strength. Okay, so it should no, again second properties are, it should not break down easily. Again, it should have high dielectric strength, so it should remain electrically non-conductive with a very high voltage, with a very high potential whatever the applied. Okay, so until it break down voltage between, means it remains electric non-conductive until it requires the required breakdown voltage, okay, between the your electrode is attained. Okay, it should be non-conductive, and once applied potential is more than the breakdown voltage, that time spark will occur. Then uh, it should take minimum possible time to break down. Okay, so this breakdown, it is actually called ignition delay time. Okay, ignition delay is the time required after its a breakdown voltage is achieved, and this time required for this breakdown of this actually capacitor, and it is called the ignition delay. So this good dielectric fluid should have the very less ignition delay time. Okay, once the breakdown voltage is reached, that time ignition delay time should be very less. Then another property is that this deionized time, so that should be less as possible. So deionized the gap immediately after the spark has occurred, and this dielectric should act as a effective cooling medium. Okay, so it should take away what are the unnecessary heats are there. It should take away that, and it should have a high degree of fluidity. Okay, suppose you want to make a very high length to diameter ratio. Okay, or we can call high aspect ratio holes there in between. This means the tool and workpiece, you have to flow the dielectric. There is there to continue the machining, you have to supply the your dielectric. So for flowing this dielectric, there should have the actually a very good fluidity. Correct. Again, it's a viscosity should be low, so that it can flow in between the small gap when you are making the highest speed ratio hole. So again, here I have mentioned some examples you can see. So commonly used dried fluid are transformer transformer oil, paraffin oil, kerosene, lubricating oil, or deionized water. Deionized water actually it is it has certain advantage. Okay, like it gives a high metal removal, so it acts as a more effective cooling medium, but it has a certain limitation also. That means that it has a high tool wear rate. Okay, that we don't want high tool wear rate. So because of this high tool wear rate, you cannot use this uh, deionized water everywhere. Okay, again, so it has this corrosion properties. So this because you are using deionized water, so if sometimes if you are using steel, mild steel, so if you use dial fluid as a that deionized water, that time it corrodes the your workpiece. Okay, so if you use this inhibitor, this dielectric will come constant of this dielectric actually reduces inhibitor. Okay, so Keep in mind, for ADM, kerosene is normally used, commonly used, and deionized water. But deionized water has some uh, limitations. Now again, filtration of this dielectric, it is required before recirculation or to maintain the fixed dielectric strength. Filtration is required. So if this breath particle are actually, it is, as we know that it is in micron size. So if it is mixed into the dielectric, so it's it down, it's a strength. Okay, again with the lower voltage, so with the lower voltage also it breaks down. So to keep the direct fluid with the same direct constant, okay, to maintain the same dielectric constant, this dielectric has to be filtered and it should be recirculated into the machining zone. So there are different ways you can apply this dielectric fluid into the that interlude valve. So you can see different way or methods of direct flushing, okay, or supplying or applying the direct fluid. Here I have mentioned methods for direct flushing. Okay, it is called direct flushing. So here this tool is there. You can see the tool is there, and inside the tool there is a hollow. First is a this suction through the electrode. So this is a hollow. They have used a hollow tube. So this direct fluid actually it is sucked, and so it is total thing actually it is immersed into the direct chamber. Okay. So this from this tool, that means the hollow tool is there. This hollow tool is there. So this direct fluid is sucked there, and from this outside you can see the direct fluid is coming. You can see the direct fluid is coming. So direct is sucked there from the outside. You are you can see the direct is coming into the interlude gap. So this is a first suction through the electrode. Whatever the supplied direct fluid is there, no, so that weak you can suck using this hollow tube, okay, which is in your tool. So suction through the electrode is the one method of your flushing of dielectric. The second method is the suction through the workpiece. You can see the direct fluid you can supply from this outside, and you can suck that direct fluid from your workpiece. And now third option is that there is a very good option, mostly it is used, that is direct can be diluted through the hollow tube through the this through your tool. Okay, so direct can be diluted into the into your that interlude gap, and it is coming out from this interlude gap, you can see. Okay, so you can give direct fluid from this hollow tube of your tool, and you can flush the direct fluid. So another is that you can supply or you can flush the direct fluid through the your workpiece. You can see the arrow also, and it goes down, it will goes outside like this is a fourth. Then we have the jet flushing. Okay, you can see the externally you can like a nozzle, you can give a jet of dielectric fluid. Okay, and it can flush the debris particle or whatever present on at the top surface of the workpiece. Okay, then last we have the method that periodic cycling of the electrode. Okay, you can see through the this electrode, that means tool, continuously if you can apply the direct fluid and you can take out from that. Okay, so these are the different methods of directly flushing. Okay, this is a very important point. So I request all of you, please draw this diagram. This. And if you ineffective flushing, so that result or that cause the low material removal rate and poor surface finish. Okay. So in the next lecture, we'll start with the electrode. Okay. So before that, please draw this diagram and simultaneously please write down the roll number in the chat box. And at 11 o'clock, we have the one session through the Facebook Live. So you will get a link, okay, in your WhatsApp group. So all of you, please join that link. Anybody remaining to give attendance, please write down. I have written. 40 I have written. 58 I have written. Okay. So thank you very much. You can leave this meeting now.